Joining us at this moment is NBC's Steve Kornacki. Steve, good morning. So if you would break down for us the governor's background for us, and what do we know about him, and what impact does he bring to this race?
Yeah, I think that background, the small town background, the military background, Democrats are hoping it's going to help them. You're hearing a lot about this here as we take a look at our battleground map here. They're hoping it's going to help them in these three very familiar battleground states we always talk about: Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And the reason why, obviously, you know from the Electoral College standpoint why these are so important, but the challenge for Democrats in these three states has been pretty straightforward for a long time now. Democrats have been cleaning up, increasingly so, in the suburbs of Philadelphia, suburbs of Pittsburgh, suburbs of Detroit, suburbs of Grand Rapids, even suburbs of Milwaukee. Used to be hardcore Republican, much less so in the Trump era. So the Democrats have been doing really well in the suburbs where they need help in these states, and why these states have been so close and why Trump even won all three of these states in 2016 is the sort of small town, rural core of each one of these states. That's where Trump and the Republicans have been surging since 2016. That's where the Democrats have been losing ground. The Democrats used to do pretty well in a lot of these places, no more. So the hope is that for Democrats is that Walz's background, his story, will be familiar to voters in those places and will help them in those states. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated, though, because Minnesota is very similar to these three states. It's not so much a battleground state because the demographics, there's a little bit more of that college-educated suburban population that's so heavily Democratic around the Twin Cities. But the basic dynamic in Minnesota demographically is pretty similar to these three states. And let's take a look here at how Tim Walz did. This is the 2022 governor's race in Minnesota. Now, he was reelected, you can see here, by an 8-point margin. But the key is when you look at Minnesota and you look for those areas I'm describing, where the Democrats have been losing ground in Wisconsin and Michigan and PA. Well, those areas comparably, demographically, culturally in Minnesota would be what they kind of call greater Minnesota. And it's almost the entire state geographically, except for this core area around the Twin Cities. Ton of population, majority of the population's in this Twin City metro area. But everything else around here is greater Minnesota. And that's very similar turf demographically to where the Democrats need votes in those other three states. And how did Walz do in these areas? Well, you see a ton of red, but I think this is the key. We'll show you one county here, for example. This could be a stand-in for many. This is Stearns County. This is in greater Minnesota. This is similar to a lot of the terrain you see in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Walz lost this by 23 points. How does that compare to Joe Biden in 2020? Joe Biden lost the same county by 23 points. How does that compare to Hillary Clinton in 2016? Hillary Clinton lost it by 28 points. And now here's the key, because this county, Democrats used to be much more competitive in. Look at this. In 2012, Barack Obama won 43% of the vote in this county. It was only a little bit more than 10 points that he lost to Romney by here. The floor fell out for Democrats here when Trump came along in that Clinton race in 2016, and they haven't recovered it since. And that Walz performance here, it's a little less than Biden's number. It's more than Clinton's, and it's a far cry from what Obama was doing here. And again, I'm showing you one. This is a stand-in for dozens of counties in Minnesota where you saw the same thing with large rural populations, blue-collar white populations, where Obama, and some of them he was winning, others he was holding his own just a dozen years ago. This is where Democrats have lost ground. And Walz in 2022, he didn't gain any ground that the Democrats had lost. He didn't do that here. He didn't do that in other counties. Walz really owes his victory, that that margin, he got 8 points there statewide. He owes it to the Twin Cities area here, the area where Democrats in Minnesota and all these other states are already doing well. It's sort of it's the standard Democratic victory model in a state like this. It got Walz in 2022. This is the biggest county in the state. This is where Minneapolis is. Hennepin County. Walz wins this by 44 points. Look at all the votes that came out of their total. It's huge. And again, that's right in line with what Joe Biden did in 2020 when he won Minnesota. And again, just wind the clock back here. 12 years ago, this was still a blue county, but less blue. So it's the suburban areas, the metropolitan areas that have gotten much more blue. And Walz performed just like Biden did, better than Clinton did in places like this. And then in the rest of greater Minnesota, small town Minnesota, where the Democrats have been losing ground, Walz performed basically just like Biden did as well. So look at his electoral history. Tim Walz is in 2022, and the idea that he's got this automatic appeal with these small town areas in those 3 key battleground states, you don't see it in what he actually did on the ballot in 2022. Now, that doesn't mean it can't happen. See how this story, once it gets told, does it resonate with voters? Does it act? I mean, you have no idea of knowing when these things start. But what we can look at here is what he's actually done as a candidate in Minnesota. And honestly, when you look at Walz's victory in 2022 in Minnesota, it looks like Biden's victory in Minnesota in 2020. Not a different coalition.
Interesting, Steve. And I don't know if we have that information, offhand, but when he was a member of the House, he certainly, and we were just speaking to Carlos Curbelo about his relationship that he had. They both served at the House at the same time. One very cordial, and he even, Carlos was even saying about how easy it was to think of bipartisanship with Walz. That district is of course just one small snapshot of the entire state.
Well, yeah, and it gets to, now remember, he was elected to Congress and he served there 2006 to 2018. Yep. And what we were just showing you about the huge turning point in modern times in a state like Minnesota in terms of the demographic balance in the state and all these other states, the turning point really is 2016. When Donald Trump comes along. And again, you see these counties. We just showed you, for example, there, where Obama and other Democrats could be competitive, could lose maybe by 10 points, even win in some cases. Trump comes along, and these counties suddenly go Republican by 30, 35 points. And that is the story of what Walz's old congressional district, southern Minnesota. It's one of those districts that really moved dramatically in the Republican, in the Trump direction, starting in 2016. So Walz was performing very well in that district in 06, 08, 10, 12, even 2014. That was sort of back in the era when Democrats could win those votes. In 2016, Walz did get reelected to that district. But mind you, that was when Trump came on the scene. Trump almost won Minnesota in 2016, a huge surprise. He only lost it by 2.5 points, and that actually resulted in Walz getting a big scare in his district in 2016. So the politics in Minnesota shifted, the demographics shifted. They've done that in all these other states. And again, what Walz has been doing since then is what the Democrats leaning on the metro areas, leaning on the urban areas, and taking a bath in the rural and small town areas.
Steve Kornacki, a man who knows everything about every political detail. Thank you.